designing for open play. So I will go now into more detail into these three activities. So what you see now on the screen is games on the one hand and free play on the other hand. So when we reviewed the literature, this is kind of what came out of that. So if you look at games, they are kind of like structured play activities. They have a clear end goal. They have fixed rules that are usually predefined. And a lot of the experience around games are challenge and competition. And on the other hand, if we look at free play, it's more chaotic. It's more, it can last forever. Children can improvise, they can be spontaneous, they can come up with their own things that they want to do. And their own construction of meaning is really important. And usually children are engaged in free play activities because they just want to play, so for the sensation of playing and for expressing themselves. And if you look at them now in these tables, they look really distinct, so games on the one hand and free play on the other hand. While in fact we see it more as a continuum, with games can also be less structured. Some of them have adaptable rules, so they don't need to be really fixed. While free play, on the other hand, can also be a little bit less chaotic, so they can move around in this continuum. And if we then look at open-ended play, this is actually also moving around between games and free play. So in the end, at the start, it's actually more related to free play because we don't offer them any predefined fixed rules. But while children are engaged in open-ended play, they can move towards games when they come up with their own rules or their own goals. Or they can move more towards free play when they just continue playing for the sensation of playing. And we actually think that this flexibility, so this open-ended play can move around in this continuum, is really interesting. With open-ended play, it's all about interpretation and improvisation. So children can interpret whatever we as designers offer to them, and they can improvise their own gameplay or play activities with that. And this is what we try to support as well in our designs for open-ended play. So this first activity of grounding open-ended play in literature gave us a bit more understanding on where we are in relation to other fields of research. And as a next step, we were interested in how do you actually design for open-ended play? This is what happens when you start designing for it. So what we did is we analyzed 8 existing designs, so they're here on the slide.